If you're recording long interviews or massive Zoom chats, and you want to turn that footage into genuinely snackable social media clips that actually look professional, then pay close attention. The good news is that you absolutely do not need to be a professional video editor. And no, you should not have to spend hours and hours learning the intricacies of a complex timeline software. Stick with me for just the next few minutes, and I am going to show you a specific workflow that gets you polished, high-performing social videos incredibly fast. And yes, one of the primary secrets involves letting artificial intelligence handle the most demanding heavy lifting. My name is Alex, and I specialize in working with creators and marketing teams to consistently transform their lengthy content into a steady stream of engaging social media assets. If you frequently host interviews, panel discussions, long webinars, or important client calls on Zoom, then you already possess an untapped content goldmine sitting right there on your hard drive. The core problem is that the default recording settings on platforms like Zoom are usually framed for the necessary experience of watching a meeting, not for the endless scroll behavior on Instagram or TikTok. Often these files are captured in that widescreen format, sometimes featuring clunky picture-in-picture layouts, making them generally difficult to repurpose as they are right out of the box. Because of this friction, most people either sadly ignore all that valuable recording time, or they end up spending an unreasonable amount of time editing just to produce something that barely performs well for their audience. To give you the short version of the breakthrough process, you record in gallery mode, you upload the raw file to our tool, let the AI automatically find the best high-impact moments, and it creates optimized clips for every platform you need. Then you just quickly tweak the necessary text overlays, adjust the captions, finalize the thumbnail, and use the built-in content calendar to schedule all your posts in one go. This entire workflow truly represents the 5 to 10 minute version of transforming a full hour of captured Zoom content into multiple completely ready-to-post social videos. If you happen to prefer doing some parts manually, I will certainly explain the older, more traditional route, involving tools like MPEG Streamclip combined with Canva and a separate captioning utility. But I'll also explain exactly why that path is perfectly fine, but significantly slower. For step 1, you need to focus on recording smarter, not working harder before you even hit the record button. Make sure you set Zoom to gallery view if you have several participants, because while speaker-only footage is fine for meetings, the gallery captures the valuable group interaction, which gives you much more flexible framing options later. Beyond the settings, use decent lighting, position yourself relatively close to a quality microphone, and critically, choose a really hooky or attention-grabbing question to kick off the entire recording session. Ultimately, you are looking for those specific moments where people genuinely react with laughter, nodding agreement, or deliver a truly bold, polarizing statement, because those are precisely the kinds of clips that have the highest potential to go viral on social feeds. If you prefer maintaining complete manual control over the entire editing process, a very minimal free toolchain can still get the job done effectively. The older flow requires you to grab a simple clip trimmer, set your precise in and out points to extract a short segment, and then export that clean MB4 file. Next, you open a design tool like Canva to add a square or vertical frame, drop in a compelling hook headline, slap on your company logo, toss in a fun sticker, and then export the whole package again. For the necessary captions, you can use any automatic transcriber service, such as Quick or Descript, to generate those subtitles and burn them directly into the final video file. This multi-step method absolutely works, and it will get the job finished, but the clear downside is that it is painstakingly slow as you juggle trimming, exporting, importing, re-exporting, and uploading across multiple distinct applications. Every single tool introduces a manual step where you must painstakingly choose the in and out points, or constantly reframe the canvas for each new platform, which quickly becomes a full-time commitment for weekly content. This is precisely where a unified platform like Vizard fundamentally changes the entire game for creators aiming for consistency without sacrificing their entire week to editing. Instead of toggling back and forth between 5 separate applications, you upload that one large raw video file, and the integrated AI takes care of all the complex heavy lifting, including detection, auto-clipping, cropping, captioning, and even scheduling options. Think of this powerful service as handing your entire Zoom recording over to a highly intelligent editor who inherently understands what content performs best on every single target social media platform. The key practical advantages boil down to 3 main points. First, automated editing that intelligently finds those best moments, so you never have to hunt for them. Second, built-in templating for captions and branding eliminates the need for a separate tool. And third, an internal content calendar allows for auto-scheduling, ensuring consistent distribution without manual uploads. Moving to step 2, once you have your Zoom file exported as an MP4, preferably recorded in that superior gallery mode, you upload it directly into the platform. The platform then immediately analyzes all the footage, diligently detecting high-energy spoken lines, audience reactions, and natural transition points to generate draft clips that are already perfectly cropped and timed for social media feeds. Within mere minutes, you can preview dozens of high-quality candidate clips, keep the ones that strongly resonate, easily re-edit a segment, merge 2 good clips, and then export tailored variants for your Instagram feed, your vertical reels, your TikTok, or your professional LinkedIn presence. Step 3 is all about making those fast, final tweaks to perfectly align the output with your specific brand identity using the provided templates for headlines, logos, and lower thirds. Make sure that any headline you choose is both bold and short, focusing on a powerful hook like why most freelancers get stuck or how to pitch without feeling sleazy to grab immediate attention. When placing text for vertical formats, prioritize readability by keeping it large, concise, and centrally located, recognizing that Vizard's built-in templates are often sufficient and significantly faster than hopping out to another design tool. For step 4, remember that accurate captions are absolutely non-negotiable in the social media landscape because so many people scroll through feeds with their sound completely turned off. Captions are the primary reason a passive scroller will actually stop their thumb and commit to watching your video content, so utilize the inline editing feature for Vizard's auto-generated transcripts. This integrated flow is much smoother than bouncing between separate dedicated captioning subscriptions and exporting files multiple times, giving you the power of services like Descript right where you need it. Finally, step 5 involves scheduling and publishing everything without getting bogged down in the tedious busy work, thanks to the integrated content calendar feature. After you've selected your final clips, you can queue them directly for LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, or simply set them for a later date, letting the system manage your consistent posting frequency automatically. This advanced scheduling capability completely beats the alternative of exporting a large batch of files and then manually uploading them day after day, which is where most creators unnecessarily waste valuable hours every single week. I want to give a fair reality check. Tools like Canva remain excellent for designing polished thumbnails and consistent brand assets, and manual trimming utilities are still useful if you truly prefer hands-on control. However, you must accept the trade-offs. The manual route involves constant re-encoding. Design tools require manually repositioning elements every time you change text, and dedicated caption platforms add another subscription fee and another export step, all of which simply piles on extra friction. It is important to remember that Vizard is not some form of digital magic, as the AI can only achieve so much if your initial source material, like the Zoom audio quality, is fundamentally poor. Therefore, always maintain basic recording best practices. Use gallery mode, ensure a decent microphone is used, minimize echo in the room, and make sure there is a strong, clear hook statement within the first minute of recording. A pro tip for interviews is to ask your guest to repeat a short, punchy line later in the conversation as an easily accessible backup soundbite, which makes the AI's job significantly easier and gives you a perfect clip for posting. To make your clips truly perform well, you must hook your viewer in the very first 2 to 4 seconds by leading with a bold claim or an immediately engaging question. Keep the resulting clips relatively short for most platforms, aiming between 15 and 60 seconds, understanding that the absolute shortest durations generally work the best on TikTok and Instagram Reels. Always include both clear captions and a very short headline overlay, so that a new viewer knows exactly what value they are about to receive within the first single line of text they read. Embrace recycling by taking the exact same powerful moment and transforming it into a 30-second reel, a snappy 15-second TikTok, and a longer 60-second LinkedIn post, each with a slightly different headline framing the core idea. Crucially, utilize the content calendar feature to thoughtfully space out your posts across the week so you do not inadvertently flood or overwhelm your dedicated audience all at once. If you are someone who genuinely loves controlling every single pixel, then the traditional pipeline involving trimming in a simple editor, polishing in Canva, and captioning via a separate transcriber will still produce great-looking results. However, if your goal is to truly scale your output and turn every single Zoom session into a predictable, efficient stream of ready-to-post clips, Vizard is the tool that speeds up that entire operation massively. It excels at finding those genuinely compelling moments you might have otherwise missed, effortlessly handles the necessary cropping and caption editing, and lets you publish everything without the constant headache of hopping between 5 different necessary applications. I strongly encourage you to try this out just once. Record your next session in gallery mode, upload that raw file to the platform, preview the AI's best picks, edit just 1 or 2 clips with a headline and brand touch, and then schedule them for the week. Once you successfully complete that cycle just a couple of times, you will intuitively realize how much more time you have saved, making it far easier to maintain the consistency that is absolutely critical for growing any audience online today. If you'd like a more personalized walkthrough, I can certainly demonstrate exactly how to select the perfect titles and thumbnails that guarantee higher click-through rates on your final content. Alternatively, if you prefer a structured approach, I can prepare and send over a complete plug-and-play weekly schedule template that you can integrate directly into the content calendar system. Just let me know which of those 2 valuable resources you would prefer to receive next, and I will make sure to send it over to you right away.